Hello and welcome to the all-new BMW 3 Series. This is the latest, now sharper, smarter and more dynamic than ever. It's fair to say that in the modern motoring world, people are shying away from sedans and saloons. They're favoring SUVs. But thankfully, certain brands still bring us luxury, dynamic, compact sedans, and BMW brings us the all-new 3 Series. Now, I've always been a 3 Series fan. The likes of the E30, the original box Gusheshe as we know it locally, the E36, the dolphin shape, the E46, the E90, and predecessor to this, the F30. But now this is the latest. It's the G20 BMW 3 Series, and it brings with it some blazing hot technology, performance, and it also brings an update to what is arguably the most dynamic car within its segment. So firstly, on the outside, take a look at the body. It's sharp, it's typically 3 Series. It's got exuded lines, the C-pillars, the sharp angles. You can see it's a 3 Series, but it is now wider and an overall bigger track. It's a bigger vehicle, but yet keeping those same sharp lines. Now there's several models within the BMW 3 Series lineup, different variants, different engines and different powers. You get the likes of a 320D, a 320i, you get a 330D, and then this, the 330i. Also soon joining the lineup will be a powerful M340i and the hot anticipated upcoming M3. But for now let's focus on this one. It's a 330i, in this case I got it with the Sportline pack, and it's evident by not only the body style, but by what is truly a dynamic focused driver's car. So now all the power here is delivered through an 8-speed automated transmission, as well as a turbo 4-cylinder 2-liter motor. We're talking 190 kilowatts, 400 newton meters of torque, and while some of you may shy away now and say, the old 330 back in the day was a straight 6, and it was a beautiful engine, but make no mistake, BMW have done a fantastic job here with this 4-cylinder motor. Not only when driven, particularly here like this in sport mode, are you getting the right noises from the engine and the right performance, you also find it delivers 190 kilowatts, 400 newton meters of torque, and perhaps principally important for a modern car, it can remain fuel efficient and economic all at the same time. Where things also go according to modern standards is when it comes to the overall interior, the toys, the features, and what the 3 Series offers in terms of its luxuries. You see, the new BMW 3 Series now is fitted with the all-new BMW connected drive services. So it's BMW System 7.0 here in the cabin. That's the large 12.3 inch, if optioned like that as I've got in this car, display at the center, a full digital instrumentation cluster up ahead, as well as the oversized heads-up display, and I must add, that is the best in the business. You get full mapping navigation on there. It is an excellent HUD display, but not only that, when it comes to media and entertainment and luxury, where things have moved on in leaps and bounds with this new 3 Series is just simply the level of quality, luxury and tech in here. So this system, for instance, it's excellent. It's intuitive. You got the likes of wireless Apple CarPlay. You got USB-Cs throughout the cabin. In this car that I'm driving at the moment, it's got the beautiful Harman Kardon sound system. You got gesture-based inputs for the controls. And what's particularly clever, which is becoming a real trend with modern cars, is much like Siri on your iPhone, you can actually speak to the car. You can even, in fact, give it its own code word. So typically you would ask it, "Hey BMW," and it would listen to you, but I've even changed mine, so let's give it a go. "Hey TechnoBok."
Hello, what can I help you with?
"I'm bored."
I can't imagine that. Maybe you haven't yet had the chance to try sport mode.
And just like that, it's egging me on. It's saying to me, find the right piece of road, find that open mountain pass like we've found at the moment, and enjoy sport mode. And that's what it's all about, and that's part of what's so cool about driving this modern 3 Series. It's got all the fancy tech. You can ask it everything from weather, you can get concierge services. It's incredibly smart and intuitive, but all of this in a car which is also easy to move around town. It's got live traffic services. You got the self-parking, even the park assist feature, which will allow the car to back out of a driveway that's complicated all on its own. You get the autonomous drive features, which are options. There is so much, so many boxes which have been ticked. So at the end of the day, to sum it up, the BMW 3 Series, this latest one is in keeping with what the brand's always stood for. It's all about pure enjoyment and driver-focused, fun-loving elements. It brings all of this with modern technology, a luxurious cabin, a lot more in the way of space and overall comforts, and it's ultimately upped the game within this segment. For this particular car, prices start at around 650,000 Rand, but as with all luxury cars, the options list is extensive. This one has many of them ticked, and you've got to decide what works for you. The one thing that can be said though is, what they've brought here with this latest generation 3 Series is levels of tech, sophistication and luxury that were previously only imagined on the likes of a 7 or a 5, and they've now filtered down. And I must say BMW have done a fantastic job with this car. From me, Jason of TechnoBok, until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Cheers for now.